Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Nurul Najia binti Khairul Najmi, matric number 1915634, and today I'm going to be presenting about responsible usage of social media. So what is social media? Social media is computer-based technology that facilitates the sharing of ideas, thoughts, and information through the building of virtual networks and communities. Examples of social media platforms include Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So who is the target demographic for these social media platforms? Well, according to the statistics, Facebook monthly active users consist of 2.44 billion users. The ages of these target demographics is around 25 to 29 years old, and the gender being 75% women and 63% men. On the other hand, Instagram has 1 billion users around the ages of 18 to 24, and the gender consists of 43% women and 31% men. And lastly, Twitter. Its monthly active users is around 330 million users around the ages of 18 to 24, and the gender is around 21% women and 24% men. So what are the pros and cons of social media? Well, social media spreads information faster than any other media, but on the downside, this also enables the spread of unreliable and false information. Social media is used by law enforcement to catch and prosecute criminals, but this can also lack to privacy and exposes users to government and corporate intrusions. Social media allows people to improve their relationships and make new friends. However, social media can also lead to stress and offline relationship problems. Social media helps empower businesses, but on the other hand, it can also entice people to waste time. Lastly, social media facilitates political change. However, social media can also endanger the military, journalists, and activists. Now, let's take a look at this video.
Probably 2 or 3 hours a day.
4 hours?
Maybe like 5 hours total.
I think I spend like 5 hours on my phone. Probably about like 8 hours a day.
8 hours a day on it because, that's a school day.
I don't feel like I spend a lot of time on it.
I shouldn't be spending this much time.
Like an hour, maybe.
Should I look?
Let's see. Oh, God.
Yikes. Okay. 2 hours and 58 minutes per day.
Yeah, 6 hours, and Snapchat's the most used. I did not expect that.
8 hours. Oh, 9 hours. 9 hours per day.
Like 6 hours.
Spend 9 hours on my phone.
It's 8 hours and 20 minutes a day.
That's a lot.
Last 7 days, it says 2 hours per day. That's a little bit more than I thought.
It says about 6 hours per day.
7 hours and 12 minutes per day.
My 7-day average is 8 hours and 45 minutes per day.
That's a lot.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely more than I thought.
But it is down 14% from last week.
And I actually don't have my phone today because it's broken. It's actually relaxing.
I spend a lot of my time on my phone at school.
It depends on the class. If we're not doing anything, then I'm probably on it the whole period.
There's not much to do at school. Like, I pay attention sometimes, but I'm usually looking at my phone. You have to try and not get caught.
I've gotten in trouble at least 2 times in school for it.
I should probably get up and do something.
I only use Instagram now. I've stopped using Snapchat as of like January. I just found myself getting really anxious about things, so I decided, I'll just take a break from social media.
Like, I feel pressure to post, pressure for how many people like my pictures.
I get to see them living their, exotic lives.
It's a lot of like, oh, I went to Italy, and you're like, oh wow, wish I could go to Italy. But
sometimes that just takes a toll on you when you're like sitting in your room just like binging Netflix all day.
No one's going to put on when they fall or like when they're down.
I don't tend to get anxiety so much as like jealous, or I'll hear a video, I'll think, oh, I wish I could sing like that.
It's because it looks like what you're doing is not what you should be doing. Like, you should be doing more.
I definitely compare myself to other people on social media. I, look at them and I'm like, oh, why can't I look like that? I wish I looked like that.
I'm like, oh, she's prettier, or I love her hair.
What can I do to get like that?
Like, I wish I could look like that.
How can I be as skinny as she is, as blonde as she is?
You're always seeing just Instagram model after Instagram model with like these perfect bodies and always in little bitty bikinis, and you're like, why don't I look like that?
My brother, and his girlfriend, they're very supportive and everything. So, I'll talk to them and I'll be like, oh, why can't I look like that? And they'll just be like,
You're beautiful. Stop it. It doesn't matter however they look, because at the end of the day, you have to live in your own body and your own skin. They don't have to live in your skin. So love yourself and enjoy yourself.
The best thing that anyone can ever remember is that you would never take a picture of yourself and post it at a low point. It's important that we remember that when we look at stuff like that.
You could take it as a positive thing and be like, I will try to be as good as that person, or I will try better.
Most of the time, it motivates me to be more like them or better myself.
Or you could take it as a negative thing and just decide to feel bad about it and get down on yourself.
I just decided, it's not healthy for me to just be in that environment when I have the choice not to be.
I have to like step back from it sometimes and just kind of be like I'm my own person without social media, and just kind of focus on like my actual friends.
So I think we can conclude from the video why we need to use social media responsibly. And this is because one of the guests on the video said that it causes him a lot of anxiety, and that is because social media can cause you depression and anxiety. Whereas cyberbullying and hate speech were not mentioned in the video, but social media can also cause these two events to happen. And the third, which is probably the most popular one, is FOMO, or fear of missing out, which means that people feel a lot more missed out on certain events in their lives because that's what they're seeing on social media. Some of their friends might be on holiday and they want to go on holiday too. That is one of the examples that fear of missing out can be. And then the fourth is unrealistic expectations. This is also kind of related to the third point, because when we look at social media, we often compare ourselves with the people we see online, and this creates unrealistic expectations towards us. And lastly, negative body image. This can happen when we compare our bodies to the bodies of models, for instance, that we see on social media. So we already know why. Let's take a look how we can do that. And first of all, you're in control of your feed. You have to recognize what is unhealthy and hit that unfollow button. And this is because you can use social media to either uplift your life, connect with friends, create content, and entertain, or you can get used by it when it sucks you in and then makes you feel bad afterwards. So it's really up to you, and you are in control of what you see online. So choose the right content for you. Second point is to find a purpose to your screen time so that it doesn't become a pastime. Okay, how to do this is brainstorm 2 to 3 things that you want to be known for when people look you up online. This exercise will help you find your screen time purpose so that social media doesn't become a pastime. Once you know what you want to be known for, it's easier to decide whether your Instagram post or your YouTube comment is going to help you achieve your goals or hurt your digital footprint. And then the third point is to highlight your best self and turn all social media platforms into a living and breathing portfolio. So social media is a living resume that showcases your character. Meaning to say, if you choose to showcase your talents and skills, it's very likely that your employer will see this one day to see whether or not you're the best candidate for their job. Okay, the next point is with great power comes with great responsibility. And this is because social media is a very powerful tool if we look at it closely. So if you are old enough to have your own social media account, then you are old enough to understand that there are risks and responsibility that comes with having social media accounts. Research apps before you trust them. And this is because there are many apps out there that can use your information to either manipulate you or gain profit from them. And this happens when you register for an app and they ask you to fill in a lot of your personal data. You don't want your data to be stolen, don't you? Okay, so the third or the last tip is to think twice before posting on social media. People say that once you post something on the internet, it will stay there forever. And this is because it cannot be completely deleted. The internet is a very scary place if you think about it. Always think twice before posting something, or it can maybe tarnish your image in the future, and you don't want that. Okay, thank you so much for watching. This is all for my presentation today. I hope that this was helpful. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Goodbye.